Bro, Drake just dropped 3 albums with bars aimed at practically every rapper alive. Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, ASAP Rocky, LeBron James, Jay-Z, DJ Khaled, the list goes on. And now, Kendrick Lamar has responded. Not with a diss track, not with a tweet, with a live. And what he said in those few minutes has the entire internet frozen right now. Stay with me because this is the moment everybody has been waiting 2 years for, and it just happened. Alright, let's get everyone up to speed because you need to understand the full scale of what Drake just did before we get into Kendrick's response. 3 albums dropped at midnight. Iceman, Habibti, and Maid of Honor all landing simultaneously with zero warning. And buried inside those 3 projects is arguably the most extensive diss campaign one rapper has ever put together against this many targets at once. We are talking about shots at Kendrick Lamar across multiple songs, J. Cole getting called out for submission, ASAP Rocky getting an entire dedicated song, LeBron James getting roasted for switching teams, Jay-Z being told his opinion is worthless, DJ Khaled getting hit with one of the most personal bars on the whole album, Dr. Dre, DJ Mustard, Kanye West, Pharrell, Joe Budden, Playboi Carti, The Weeknd, Rick Ross. No cap, Drake did not come to make friends. He came to settle every single score that built up over the last 2 years in one night. And the bar that everybody is talking about most when it comes to Kendrick specifically is the Muggsy Bogues line. On Make Them Remember, Drake raps, "Muggsy Bogues dunked for once, I'm a bit amazed, yes, someone give the kid a raise," acknowledging that Kendrick won the battle, acknowledging Not Like Us was a dunk, but framing it as a statistical anomaly. Like yeah, even the shortest player in NBA history dunked once, does not make him a great dunker. That is Drake saying if we ran that battle back 100 times, he wins 99 of them. That bar reached Kendrick, and Kendrick had something to say about it. Now here is where it gets crazy. Within hours of Iceman dropping, Kendrick Lamar goes live. No announcement, no build-up, just live. And the energy from the jump is not calm. It is not measured. Kendrick is locked in, and he addresses the Iceman situation directly. He does not go line for line through the bars. He does not break down every reference. What he does is make one thing crystal clear. He heard everything. Every shot, every reference, every rebuttal of Not Like Us, every short joke, every white label bar, every Muggsy Bogues line. He heard all of it, and he is not dismissing any of it. And then he says something that the internet immediately clipped and ran with. He tells Drake directly, "You just woke me up." Bro, 4 words. You just woke me up. That is not a defensive response. That is not someone rattled by the bars. That is someone telling you that you made a mistake by coming. That is Kendrick saying the silence was intentional, the patience was strategic, and now that Drake has put 3 albums worth of shots on record, Kendrick has everything he needs to respond properly. The live does not last long. He says what he needs to say and gets off, and that restraint is arguably more unsettling than anything he could have rapped in that moment. The internet did not sleep on this, not for a second. DJ Academics was on stream when the live happened, and his reaction was exactly what you would expect, equal parts hype and genuine concern for what comes next. Academics has been one of Drake's loudest supporters throughout this entire situation, and even he acknowledged that Kendrick going live and saying "you just woke me up" is not a good sign for anybody betting against the Kendrick response. Charlemagne the God, who had already called Drake a sore loser based on the leaked track before the albums dropped, doubled down after the live. His read is that Drake opening this many fronts at once, going at Kendrick, Cole, Rocky, LeBron, Jay-Z, Khaled, all at the same time, was either the boldest move in hip-hop history or the most reckless. And Kendrick going live within hours suggests it might be the latter. On social media, the debate split immediately. Drake fans pointed to the sheer volume and specificity of the bars as evidence that Drake won this round on paper. Kendrick fans pointed to the live and said 4 words from Dot carry more weight than 3 albums from Drake. And honestly, both sides have a point, which is exactly what makes this so compelling. The Khaled bar is also getting massive attention separately. Drake rapping about Khaled's Palestinian identity and saying his people are still waiting for a free Palestine, while Khaled stayed silent during the beef is one of the most personal shots on the entire album. And Khaled has said absolutely nothing publicly since the albums dropped. That silence from Khaled is almost as loud as Kendrick's live. Wait for it. Because here's the detail that reframes the entire conversation. 1 hour before the 3 albums dropped, Drake revealed in Iceman episode 4 that his father is currently battling cancer. He rapped it, "My dad got cancer right now, we battle in stages." And that context changes how you read everything that came after it. Because these 3 albums were not just a beef response. They were not just a chart play or a comeback moment. Drake dropped 3 albums in one night while his father is sick. Sources close to his camp say the scale of the release was directly connected to what his family is going through right now. Like he needed to get everything out. Everything he had been holding on to since 2024. The bars, the rebuttals, the scores to settle, all of it. And Kendrick understood that context when he went live. People close to his circle say the response is not going to be rushed. The "You Just Woke Me Up" line was not a preview of a diss track dropping tomorrow. It was a signal, deliberate and timed. Kendrick is not going to respond to a man who just told the world his father is sick with a reactive track that makes him look opportunistic. When the response comes, it will be on Kendrick's terms, and it will be surgical. That is the most dangerous version of Kendrick Lamar. Not the reactive one, the patient one. Let's talk about what Drake actually threw at Kendrick because people are underestimating the volume of it. This was not 1 or 2 bars. Drake built a full case across multiple songs. On Dust, he questions whether Kendrick was even relevant in 2009. On Whisper My Name, he calls Kendrick a white label product hand-selected by UMG to replace him. On Shebang, he calls GNX mid with skips. On Make Them Pay, he calls Kendrick a magician who vanishes after 1 album. And then the Muggsy Bogues bar lands as the punctuation mark on top of all of it. Yeah, you dunked. Even Muggsy did it once. That is a systematic takedown across an entire project. Not one shot, a full case. And here's where it gets crazy. Sources close to Kendrick's camp are not just saying a response is coming. They are saying he has been working. The "You Just Woke Me Up" line on the live was not spontaneous. It was the first public move in something that is already in motion behind the scenes. He has heard the albums in full. He has cataloged the bars. And what he is putting together is not reactive, it is structured. Close sources say the timeline is not months away. Drake dropping 3 albums in one night actually accelerated the process. The window to respond in a way that feels timely and devastating is open right now, and Kendrick does not miss windows. The "You Just Woke Me Up" line was not a warning, it was a start date. So where does all of this leave us? Drake dropped 3 albums with bars aimed at practically everyone who crossed him in the last 2 years. The Muggsy Bogues line is the most talked about bar in hip-hop right now. The Khaled bar is the most controversial. The J. Cole bars are the most personal. And across every song aimed at Kendrick, Drake makes one consistent argument. You got lucky. The industry put you in position, and what you did was a statistical anomaly that I am never going to let you forget I let happen. Kendrick went live, said 4 words, "You just woke me up," and got off. No cap, that live might end up being more important than anything on those 3 albums, because it confirmed what everybody already suspected. This is not over, not even close. Kendrick has been sitting on whatever comes next, and Drake just gave him the clearest possible reason to use it.
Kendrick Lamar has already responded to Drake's diss track about him, and he isn't impressed. The hype for the Iceman album has been building for a long time, but some people have posted some songs early. One of these songs is called 1 AM in Albany. It's a 5-minute track where Drake disses many different people. In the song, he goes for Kendrick and even mentions his height. One of the lines is, "Muggsy Bogues dunked for once, even I'm a bit amazed. Someone gave this kid a raise." He's comparing Kendrick to a former basketball player who is known for being short. This song has caused a stir because it's bringing the beef back to life. Almost everyone thinks Drake lost the beef, so this could be a very risky move. Now Kendrick has reacted to the diss. Under a clip of the song, he left a comment that said, "Making a fool out of yourself." It feels like he thinks Drake is just embarrassing himself by bringing the old beef back up. While Drake is trying to get him back for all the things Kendrick said in the past, Kendrick doesn't seem to care. Fans are now more curious than ever about whether this song will actually be on the final album, and if it is, it's about to get even more attention. But before you go, I want to know, do you think Kendrick will reply?
The question now is not whether Kendrick responds. It is when, what format, and how hard he goes. Does he drop a full album? A single diss? Does he wait for Drake to do interviews and then respond to those? Does he go live again with actual verses? Nobody knows. And that uncertainty is exactly where Kendrick wants Drake's mind to be right now. One thing is certain, Drake opened every door tonight, and Kendrick just told the world he is walking through one of them. Drop your prediction in the comments. How long before Kendrick responds, and what does it look like? Subscribe right now because the second anything drops, we are covering it, and this story is moving fast.